Hi Pisces, and welcome to your March 2021 general guidance reading. Happy belated solar return to the Pisces who celebrated their birthday in February and before this moment, and happy early and happy solar return to those celebrating their solar return today or it's coming up. My deepest apologies for February. February was a rough month for me in terms of energy. I was drained and tired, and I tried this new thing where I tried to edit, or I was editing my videos differently. It was fun to do, but I wasn't able to do 12 in the span of a month with all the other responsibilities that I have. So I decided to go back to how I did things, which is where you could just see my hands. And then eventually work towards getting it so that I can do it in the dynamic way that it was before. And you don't know what I'm talking about because I wasn't able to do your reading. But if you were to go look at either Leo, Libra, Aries, or Aquarius's video for February, you will see the way that I was doing those videos. It doesn't matter. Pisces, when I was connecting with your energy, I got this energy of you being at an impasse. So you went through a shedding process, you purged, and now you need to make a decision. Like you're riddled with decisions. You got the death card. You got, in order for me to connect with your energy, I get into a meditative state. I do a tarot reading, I receive downloads, and I get cards. There was death, then the Two of Pentacles, then we got Judgment, and then the Two of Wands. It feels like you are going through an initiation, and right now you are at a stage where you are doing your final exam, and it's, are you going to pass, or are you going to have to repeat the cycle all over again? It feels serious, not serious in a way that you need to be worried, but more, it just feels like a pivotal moment for you. Let me put it that way. I say that because I felt the energy of you struggling to trust yourself and you slowly learning how to do that throughout this process. And now you're at this place where you really need to trust yourself, or else you kind of have to relearn this whole thing all over again. And whatever this is, only you would know, and maybe the cards will show us, but it feels like you're in a pivotal moment right now, and outside distractions, as well as escaping in any way, is enticing to you because you are afraid to make whatever decision you need to make right now. Pisces, let's get right into your reading. All messages are for the highest good of Pisces. What do they need to know for March 2021? All messages are for the highest good of Pisces, the world. That's exciting. I felt the graduation. Let's see. Oh, the Two of Cups. With the world, I do feel the sense of liberation. It feels like you did pass because this is the last card, and we got death, we got judgment, and now we have the world. So it's moving in an ascension towards the end of the major arcana cards. This is fabulous. And it feels like a reunion. Maybe some of you have connected with a person that feels linked to your past. Like you feel like you've known them all your life. And if you are experiencing, let me put it this way. If you're experiencing the reconnection or reuniting with someone from a past, or they feel maybe like your twin flame, that feels like the graduation present to all the work that you've been doing on yourself. And I can feel that so if we look at life, not like a circle, but like a slinky, where it's a spiral that keeps going up, you have now entered into a new realm, into a new dimension of sorts, where now you are faced with new tests. And this feels like another one. I already want to look more into that card, but before we do, let's see. What does Pisces need to know for March 2021? The reason I say that is because with this card, I can already feel that your love for yourself, the love that you are extending towards yourself, is going to be tested here, and it's going to evolve here in this connection with this person, whether it is a soulmate connection in terms of a romantic connection, whether it's a soulmate in terms of a friend or a sibling, a long lost sibling. It just feels like you are being reunited with someone. It could even be a childhood friend. And I'm getting notes of the Mercury retrograde. This could have the connection or the reuniting could have first taken place during the Mercury retrograde, and now it's becoming more apparent, and maybe now more communication is taking place between the two of you. All messages are for the highest good of Pisces. What do they need to know for March 2021? All messages are for the highest good of Pisces. So we have the Two of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Interesting. So with the King of Pentacles, I'm feeling, this feels like something that has been let go. This feels like something that had to have been let go. This also feels like alignment within your own self. This feels like alignment with yourself and the outer world. So your mirror, in terms of as within, so without. It's interesting. Leo had a similar lesson where they're learning. Essentially, what you both are learning is what resides inside of you is happening and taking place outside of you. So for those that are not experiencing the reuniting of an actual person in your life, this reuniting could be with you and your higher self, or with you and your higher self. And it's having you recognize your expanded consciousness. In order to get here, there were things that needed to be cut off. There were things that needed to be let go of. And it feels like a mindset that is very three-dimensional. One that's rooted in establishing yourself and chasing the wheel or getting out of the rat race. Maybe you quit a job that you've had for some time and you used it to prop yourself up into society. I'm trying to put this in a way where you can't see the light. You used your job as a way to prop yourself up and give yourself importance within this three-dimensional realm, and you learned that that's not where your values come from. That's not where your worth comes from. Interesting. Interesting. Is there anything more Pisces needs to know from this deck? Because I already have it that I'm going to look at this. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. And we also have the Five of Swords. Interesting. So, okay, what I'm feeling with this is the energy of the Pisces, those set of Pisces that want to distract themselves. So, as I mentioned in the Tarotscope, and what the premeditative session that I I also put down in the description box below in the form of a Tarotscope. I read it in a horoscope format, and because it's tarot, I called it a Tarotscope. You can look down to read that if you want. But continuing with that, did I lose my train of thought? I did, but it will come back when it comes back. Yes. I can feel for those of the Pisces out there that are looking for a distraction, that are looking for an escape, this is you fighting this new spiritual, I want to be more descriptive than spiritual, this enlightened path that you're on right now. One that goes against what is common and normal in our society. This really feels like Uranus and Taurus. Uranus in Taurus is an interesting position for Uranus because it's in its fall in Taurus. For those that are familiar with astrology, exaltation, detriment, fall, and rulership are terms that are used to describe the placement of planets and whether they're in a good space for the planet or a bad space for the planet. And right now, Uranus is in its worst place. It's exalted in Scorpio. So Scorpio for Uranus is the most prominent place that it could be in. It's held in high regard. People can see it. It feels very good in that space if the planet had feelings and were a person. Now, Uranus is in Taurus. It's in its fall. It's in its worst state. And look at the state of our world. It's not to say that the world is in a bad state, but it's just to see the falling of all these structures. Taurus, if Taurus represents structures, these resources that we once used, not once used as if we're not using them anymore, but resources like the bank, resources like the grocery store, resources that sustain us. We saw the fall of these places, whether they're food shortages at the grocery store or markets crashing with the bank. We're seeing a lot of Uranus and Taurus vibes in our society. And if you want to know more about this, I'm going to be putting up a presentation on this within this week, hopefully. Within this week, talking more in depth about that, because it's bringing to light doing things in a different way, because certainty is not going to, you're not going to get certainty in the way that you once got it. Uncertainty is the new certainty. Establishing and getting familiar with uncertainty, getting familiar with the unknown will be what propels you and creates stability in your life moving forward, or at least for the next 7 years while Uranus is in Taurus. I mentioned that tangent because I can feel that within you, there is this shift. The shift from the status quo, which is right here, the King of Pentacles, the established wealth. The shift from this established wealth in this third dimension to a more timeless wealth, one that cannot be seen though, and it puts things into a precarious position, especially for those that are wanting to be held in high regard or wanting to be noticed for the work that they're doing by the outside world. This will not be noticed, and I can feel that here is that fight within that fight within, wanting to escape, wanting to avoid it, because it feels that I'm getting the feeling that choosing this path for yourself, choosing this path, choosing this enlightened path is going to cost you what you've established in the three-dimensional realm. Even what you built, it's more of what you built, what you're known for. It's all going to change because that was built off of a version of you that's no longer. That's going to be, that's built off of a version of you that's no longer. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. We have the Knight of Wands. So although there's this fight taking place, I feel that what's going to win is your desire to experience wholeness within yourself. Your desire to continue down this path that you've started and to see where it goes. I feel this sense of curiosity and adventure with the Knight of Wands. But then here at the bottom of the deck, or beneath that, we have the Four of Cups. And I'm feeling this in two ways. I'm feeling this as like, although yes, she's meditating, the more traditional way that the Four of Cups is displayed is how I'm feeling it, where it's like, oh, FOMO, this fear of missing out. Oh, if I go down this path, I'm going to be missing out. It's like you have to go inside of this pyramid. And inside, you can't be outside. So there is this fear of missing out. You're not going to be seen. People are not going to recognize you. There's going to be no attagirls or attaboys. You're going to be the only one giving yourself validation in the space. And this is why I said that within this connection, you were going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged. Your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-love, your sense of importance is going to be challenged. And this feels like confirmation with the King of Swords coming out. All right, so now let's take a look at the Two of Cups. Look at that. The Ten of Cups come out. So your happiness. That feels bright for both sides that I mentioned. I'm going to move this completely out of the way so that we have some space. This feels bright for both sides. For the side of people, for those Pisces that were reunited with some person, this feels romantic. For those that are reunited, and it also feels like a sibling vibe. If you were like, I said it earlier, this long lost sibling. For those that were reunited with a connection that feels like it transcends time and it took place in a completely different time and space, happiness is what this is bringing you. But I already know that in order to achieve that happiness, and at the bottom of the deck is exactly where I'm going with this, in order to achieve this, there's this sense of letting go, but also this sense of experiencing the complete contrast to that happiness so that you can appreciate it. Of course, these are our justifications for why things happen, but it's that as above, so below type of energy, that balanced energy where the ball, when you throw it up, goes as high up as it falls down. Please let me know if you are following. I use a similar example with Leo. Here we have the King of Pentacles again. Interesting. And it's giving me that same vibe. This goes back to the challenge. In order for you to experience the happiness that you're looking for, the King of Pentacles has all the riches in the world, has all the riches of the earth, but is not happy because they put all their happiness, or let me say one aspect of the King of Pentacles is as I'm describing. They have all the practical and material wealth that you can have, but they are not feeling fulfilled because they thought that they could receive happiness from money, and they're learning that that doesn't come from that. So here lies the challenge for you, Pisces, at this time with this connection. It's either you're going to define yourself by these earthly matters and not experience the happiness and fulfillment that you're looking for, or you are and you're going to see those things fall away. That feels like the dichotomy with the Two of Cups. Learning your value, because Pentacles, yes, represent currency. Yes, it represents material wealth, but it also represents our value. Currency is just what we share, and currency can come in the form of our energy. It can come in the form of many different things, and it feels like you're going to be learning your value in this connection with this, either this person or you connecting with your higher self, finding happiness within yourself. It's going to be at the cost of your earthly trappings. And that feels more like the idea of your title, like what you are, what you represent here. Whether you're a doctor or a lawyer or something that's prestigious, that's going to no longer matter. Because the wheel, yep, things are turning. Things are turning. Things are moving in a different direction. A new paradigm is here, back to that energy of Uranus and Taurus. What once mattered no longer matters, and it's actually the opposite. What once used to not matter is now of full importance. So here in this society, for example, now what's helping people and what's getting people to where they want to be is them following their dreams, them deviating from society and doing what feels right to them, which is in contrast to what was said to be right, what we've been told is right. And I feel like something similar is happening to you, where now, in order for you to find your happiness, in order for you to truly connect and have an authentic connection, a true connection, no more attachments, which Pisces tend to be prone to because of their empathic abilities, their ability to understand and have that love and light type of energy, but not recognize that in those connections, when you are actually not connected but attached, that you drain yourself, give the other person the world, you're left with nothing, and then you have to go through that dark night of the soul to find yourself again and rebuild yourself again, while trying not to be jaded and keep that same light energy that is inherent to Pisces, which tends to get lost along the way as they learn from these connections or attachments. So here lies the big test. Are you going to connect, or are you going to become codependent yet again? And again, that codependence would be completely that codependence would exist. I was trying to find where I was going with completely. That codependence is going to exist only if you see yourself only as the body that you're in, and the things that you do and the things that you say and all the sensual things that can be experienced in this three-dimensional realm, versus your timeless nature, that which is always there, that may be hard to describe, but is something that the soul experiences. And getting to that level is what a true connection is. So I do feel like some Pisces have found their soulmate, as in a loving connection, your twin flame, let's call it that. Your twin flame. And your twin flame, yeah, is going to be it's going to be your counterpart. All right. What do I want? I want to look at the King of Pentacles. Let's take a look at the King of Pentacles. Let's take a look at the King of Pentacles for Pisces, March 2021. Although we know that time. No. Yes. All right. So there it is. 8 of Pentacles. This is involving what you do. This is involving the work, what you create. Getting out of that space where you are what you do, you are what you create, and you're seeing that you are more than that. And I'm also getting the vibe that maybe some of you left a job that was once very important to you, or once something that you defined yourself by. Oh, I'm seeing that you're not seeing the full cards. Let me move this. Better. What is the King of Pentacles here to show Pisces? What is the King of Pentacles here to show Pisces? King of Pentacles. All messages are for the highest good of Pisces. Let's find out more about the King of Pentacles. We got the Four of Swords. And then we have the Emperor. It's at the bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man. Yep. So there is this enlightened change. Okay. Yeah, okay. Responding to what I'm hearing in my mind's eye. Please let me know if you understand what I'm saying. What I'm hearing in my mind's eye. It's like this energy of, here is the answer. Share it now. And it's so interesting to see other tarot readers where they'll be like, Spirit's talking to me and telling me this. And I never thought I would ever understand what they're talking about. And I fully get it. It's so hard to describe. But it's like a nudge within my senses, but not the senses where I can feel. I'm feeling in different areas, which is why sometimes you might find that tarot readers they find it difficult to explain what it is that they're feeling, because it's in a new realm of senses that are not earthly. But anyways, so what I was getting from what I was getting, that I was responding to, that brought me here in this tangent, is that learning how to trust yourself is this is the big lesson here. This is the big lesson here. You are the Emperor. You have to learn how to trust yourself. You have to learn how to trust the decisions that you make. And in order for you to do that, you have to get into a quiet space where you can listen to yourself and talk about it with these musical notes. You have to listen to yourself, listen to your heart, figure out what it is that works for you. Is it this job? Because I feel with this job, it puts you in a place where you were at odds with yourself, weighing, do I want to get paid or do I want to be happy? And the Emperor is here to show you, to tell you, to remind you that only you can make that decision. Only you know the true answer. And this goes right to the Tarotscope. If this is resonating with you, I would suggest you read the Tarotscope, because it's all about a decision. And this, yeah, it's all about a decision that needs to be made. And it's a shift in your mindset. It's a shift in the way that you perceive this world that we live in, this world that you're experiencing. With the Hanged Man at the bottom, seeing that this individual is upside down, they are a full butterfly and they have that corona of light around their head. A shift in perspective. Not to mention, this is the Neptune card, and Pisces is ruled traditionally by Jupiter and Neptune. There's a need for you to connect with yourself, Pisces, to truly connect with yourself. I'm getting outside near some water if you are able to do that. I know where I am, things are getting a little bit warmer. Spring is around the corner. It feels very possible. It feels brighter and lighter and warmer outside. If you're able to get outside, away from the noise, away from the distractions that you crave, because you're craving them to stay within the cocoon that you're no longer in, you're a butterfly, to get to the answers that you want. And truly, you know what it is. Do you really want to be at odds with yourself? Do you want to be fighting with yourself, or do you want to be in harmony with yourself? Here, every choice has a consequence. And in order to be in harmony with yourself, you're going to feel like you're in disharmony with the world. Is that something that you're willing to give up in order to be happy? Pisces, I'm going to leave this here. This was so riveting. What a wonderful experience. Thank you for allowing me to do this with you. In the comments down below, if this is resonating, please let us know. Like, please share, because this feels like the next step to an ascension. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it. It was great connecting with you. I will see you in the middle of March for your love reading. All right, Pisces, take care. And again, happy solar return. Enjoy your day. It is yours to do whatever you want. Toodles.